Hi, welcome this morning. This is Jolynn from WonHeart TV, and we're here to start a change reaction with y'all. And I've got a special guest this morning with me. I've got Marilyn Mercado. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Mercado.
Mercado. And she's with me today. We're going to be talking about yoga, and I just want to ask you first a question out there. Are you as flexible as you'd like to be? Well, Marilyn, I know that I'm not, especially as I've aged. Things have tightened up a little bit. So is that normal?
Well, it's very normal if you don't keep up with it. If you keep stretching or practicing yoga, there's always going to be improvement, even in flexibility.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so I've got quite a few questions to ask you this morning.
Okay.
But first, I want to go back a little bit and have the folks get to know you a little bit. So you graduated from Hawaii University, correct?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And that was some time ago. However, it looks like dance and hula. Or look at your beautiful flower,
Yeah.
right, folks? Beautiful flower. So, you know, what did you major in? Was it in dance?
Well, I major in recreational leadership because I want to be able to organize things, fun things, maybe work somewhere where I can share my joy of dance and movement. And then I took classes that feel like this is going to help me, you know, with studying. And so I took yoga, I took ballroom dancing, and all types of dancing because I feel like I need to move because I cannot keep still. And so I discovered yoga, and my first yoga class during Shavasana or relaxation, I just like, I want to just be here. I felt home.
You knew it settled right here?
Yes, it's like, this is home. And so, and you know, it's just a credit class, but I signed up over and over for the past 5 years.
Really?
Because I love yoga so much. And it helped me with my dancing because I was also taking ballroom dancing.
Right.
And so those two combinations created balance for me. It's like, I want to dance, but dancing will tighten me up.
Yes.
And then yoga will help me keep flexible and just really learn how to create a better posture. And so throughout my years of taking classes, I noticed I'm like standing up long without even thinking about it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And normally I'm like an accident-prone person.
The one who has balance. Okay,
Yeah.
so how does that work? I'm thinking, you know, dancing and yoga, balance is a big part. So what do you mean accident-prone?
Like I'm always into an accident, like car accident, when I was small, climbing trees, falling down. I feel like, I think I'm a cat in the past lives because I have 9 lives. You know?
Yeah.
I had like 3 car accidents.
Wow.
And tore my calves, and I was on the crutches and a wheelchair. And I was teaching actually my dance class on a wheelchair, my ballroom dance class.
Okay, you got me on that one.
I use my crutches forward, back, you know.
Wow.
Yes, so yeah, I'm like, this body here is just like, okay, how am I gonna take care of my body? You know?
Oh, that's a good. Now that's what WonHeart focuses on. This mind, heart, and body connection. It's so important, Mary.
Yes.
It's so important.
Yeah.
Now, when you say balance, I'm thinking, okay, I talked to a gal that a couple weeks ago, Teresa, on dance, and she said it's so key to have that balance as a dancer.
Yes.
But I don't know. I've done some yoga, and I know the benefits of it by far. But would you say it's not just the body balance, but it's also a balance of what, the mind, or what?
Yeah, actually, that's really what's happening when we're have balance. We are focusing on one thing. And so we're working both sides of the brain
Ooh, I like that.
when we are balancing.
Yes.
And then the body will listen because you're focused. And so when I teach my yoga classes, even for children, because I teach children also, I said, look at one thing that doesn't move and focus there. And so they try really hard,
Yes.
you know,
Bless their little
because they
hearts.
want to balance, because
Sure.
they can see me balancing. Like, I can do that, but if they're moving, they can't balance because the mind is distracted. Anything that, if you're looking all over, the mind is distracted. So you
Sure.
have to look at one thing that doesn't move. You need to focus.
Oh, that's
And
it. Yeah.
so it's really a lot of the mind
That is a
working.
mind practice.
Yes. Uh-huh.
That's almost like mindfulness meditation of sorts. They always want you to focus on. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, no, actually, some yoga instructors do reflect it or compare it, I should say, with a mindful meditation where the point of just getting to one thing gets you to. It's hard to describe because I've been there a couple of times through meditations.
Yes.
But it's to get rid of all the clutter.
Yes.
That's interesting.
And then, of course, what's most important when we're doing anything, it doesn't matter if you're balancing or not, the breath. You need to incorporate that breath. Because if you're not breathing, everything is tightening. The breath will allow you to relax. And then when you relax, then you can really focus. Your body will adapt to anything you're doing.
So yoga just isn't about movement for balance and the focus, but it's also on the breathing.
Yes, the breathing.
I've heard that. Now, folks, we're dealing with something right now here in California. You have to admit we've got some major fires going on. We also have this sea thing going on. As you see, the two of us have decided that we're okay being around each other.
Yeah.
I'm healthy, she's healthy,
Yes.
and we've decided to sit next to each other. I commend you for doing this because I love it. I love that you took the step out and went for it. So here we are. But you know, I've been harping a lot on the Wim Hof breathing technique that has really helped me with low-lying depression and other things. You can watch the videos on WonHeart TV. But breathing in yoga. Now, I've heard that over and over, and I think breathing right now through so much of the chaos that we have in this world
Yes.
is so important.
It's so important.
Why is it important in yoga?
Well, first of all, when we practice yoga, we need to center. And so if our mind is distracted, then it's hard to really get the benefits of yoga. And it starts with the breath. And that's why I always start my practice with breathing. Breathing will help center you, will release everything that's in your mind that's not needed. Because, you know, we're doing something for ourselves when we practice yoga. We're doing self-care. It's a gift. We're giving ourselves this maybe 1 hour of gift for yourself. And so you want to do as much as you can to take care of yourself. Starts with breathing, poses, and then relaxation. When I teach the children, or I also teach yoga for educators, I start with those 3 components: the breath, the poses, and then the relaxation, which is the mindfulness. And when I taught the junior high and high school, those are the 3 components that I said, if you don't remember anything that you hear in yoga, remember those 3 components: the breath, the poses, which allows you to just release tensions, and then the mindfulness, relaxation, which allows you to tap into your truth.
Beautiful. Beautiful. The breath. So in breathing, the Wim Hof breathing, you breathe in through the nose and out the mouth. Now, how is it for yoga? Is that the same idea? Is it slow breaths while
Well, there's so many different
I
styles
bet there are.
of breathing.
Sure.
There's tons. I've taken yoga where we learn simple breaths. And then in my advanced training, 500 hours, there's just like maybe 10 different calming breaths. And then maybe there's 15 different energizing breaths. You know, if we have the time, we'll do all those things. But
I should say, so let's
Yeah.
do some.
Yeah.
I'm all about helping my beloved human family out,
Yeah.
and the best way is through example. So can we
Yeah.
do a couple of those?
Yes,
Okay. So what do I need to do?
yeah, well, if we're sitting down, we want to plant our feet down on the ground.
Flat. Okay.
And so it's like grounding, like working on your first chakra, grounding.
Gotcha.
And then, of course, you have your arms down to your side. I did this with chair yoga.
I like this. We're in a chair.
Yeah.
Let's do some chair
in
yoga.
in the school. And then I start them with the breath. And if they're not familiar of like, you know, how they breathe, I have them place their hands on their belly so they can feel that breath.
The diaphragm. I'm a singer.
Yeah.
A coach.
So
yeah, right
you
here.
can feel that belly expanding. So
Okay.
you inhale with the belly push forward.
Inhale out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then exhale, you shrink the belly and you push in. Okay. And then to make this deeper, you want to bring the breath from the belly all the way up to the heart. So you imagine the breath traveling and then expanding to the rib cage and then up to the heart. So let's try that. We inhale, belly forward, expand to the lungs and then up to the heart. And then exhaling nice and slow. And then to make this even deeper, we're going to hold the breath.
Okay.
So we're going to inhale, belly push forward, expand to the lungs. Imagine the lungs expanding. And then up to the heart, we hold the breath for a moment. And then exhale. Slowly let go. And then doing that a few times. And normally I have them do like 7 times to just fully relax the body. And then, of course, the mind. And by then, they're like so ready.
They're like butter.
They're here. They're
They're
present.
present.
And that's what we're doing. We're bringing them back to center, to present moment. They forget everything what they need to do.
Fabulous.
And so that's the calming breath. And that's just one of the 10 I teach.
I actually think teachers would love that as a morning wake up at schools. Could you imagine
Yeah.
that technique in the morning with the kids, just to bring them into a centered calmness, just through the
Exactly.
breath? That's all it is, the breath.
Yes.
I bet they'd
Yeah.
love that.
And that's why I teach yoga for educators. I've done workshops. I'm going to be doing another one for the 200 hours teachers training.
Wow.
They asked me to teach kids yoga, partner yoga, more like yoga for educators. And also this type of breath that we're doing is on my YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of separated it and put the name of each of the breaths. So if they're interested,
Very
then they
good,
can go
very
to
good.
my YouTube channel.
Okay.
I
Is it-
think I designed it at the YMCA here in Santa Maria.
Well, I'll tell the folks. I'll put it in the comments when
Yeah.
I upload it on YouTube for you, so
Yeah.
they can find those videos.
Yeah, and then
Super.
energizing breath, which is so great to do in the morning.
Okay, let's do that. I like
Yeah,
that.
but it's also great for detoxification because we need to detoxify, you know, our body, you know, like we can't really resist any, you know, outside harm there, but we can breathe in a way where we can detoxify the body.
Beautiful.
So
Now, is this before you eat breakfast? Really?
before you eat breakfast, maybe it's better to do in the morning because you need to do it in an empty stomach.
Okay.
So We'll place our hands. We're gonna do it slowly. It's not easy,
Okay.
but we'll do the slow version. So we're gonna push the belly in towards the spine, where we're like, kind of like someone's punching you. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll do it like just nice and slow for now.
Now, are you breathing in or out when you do that?
Well, you do emphasize on the exhale.
Oh, okay. So take a slight, quiet breath in. And then
So you inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So that's the slow version. Normally, you'll practice it for like
Show us
a
show us what
minute.
someone would do. All the air out at the end.
Yes,
Wow.
and what's happened is we're massaging the organs and also detoxifying, cleansing the body. I do this when I do my yoga for detoxification, but it's so great to do every morning, which I practice every morning.
Just for a minute or two.
Yeah,
Whatever
for a
gets-
minute or two, you cleanse the body and also allow energy to flow.
Yeah, I've seen some monks do this in videos and such, and I've never quite known what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I do know the power of the breathing technique I've been doing for quite a while. It also invigorates the blood cells,
Yes.
the red and white blood cells, which is what we need to strengthen right
Yeah.
now. It also induces the chemicals that we have, our own
Oh,
pharmacy in
yes.
our brain.
Yes.
It's a win-win, Marilyn.
Yeah, and it's just so great. If you don't do yoga, just the breath is enough.
I hear you, sister. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. Okay. I have a few more questions. On your bio, you had a lot. Okay. You had the ballroom dancing
Yes.
and some other dancing, and I want to come back to that in a little bit.
Okay.
But I do want to ask you now, you said something about a sport yoga. What exactly you're certified in
Well,
that? What is that?
sport yoga is really more for like athletes. I was very active with everything, running and swimming, and if you don't practice or do yoga, it's easy to get hurt. And that happened to me so many times.
Oh.
I tore my calves, wheelchair, neck, everything. So the sport yoga, it has some flexibility, but also the focus is strengthening, like especially
The
like the
core.
core, weak back. So as an athlete in sport, you need to strengthen core, you need to strengthen the legs, mainly the whole body.
And that goes along with dancing that I heard about too, because when I did my interview 2 weeks ago with Teresa, she talked about the core. The core is the center of the spine.
Yes,
So that's interesting.
Yeah, and we have all those deep muscles underneath it, if you do all those twisting, work the obliques transverse muscle.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's really important.
So many people have back,
Yes,
just back problems, period, from lifting wrong or something.
yes,
So strengthening the core. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's important.
I have you. I got you on that. There was other some things. Let's see. What is PIYO Live?
Oh,
What?
PIYO.
PIYO.
Well,
What is PIYO Live?
Well,
I've never heard of
PIYO
that before.
is like combination of yoga, pilates, and dance and strength conditioning.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've done that and I've incorporated in my yoga, but then the real PIYO is like really fast, boom, 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 like up and down and everything. And I liked it for a while, but I really love the slow version of yoga where I can stay there and relax and breathe.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, I want to focus on yoga.
Yeah. So much is about right now for me is about just staying in a more relaxed state, because I equate it to one of those videos I think Madonna did back in the 80s, where she's standing there singing her song,
Yes.
but the traffic behind her is going very fast. And that's what I feel like in this world right
Yes.
now. I don't know about any of you out
Yeah.
there, but to stay just centered and relaxed
Yes.
through all of this
Yeah.
chaos.
That's why I start offering a lot of meditation.
Oh, do
I
you?
did couple months of meditation. It's all free in my Zoom classes, and I just love it because it's what we needed.
Yeah.
You know, like if you can move, just meditate and just imagine all your organs, your muscles healthy, because this is really what we're working on in everything. It's here. This one, the brain.
True.
You know.
The big old gray
Yeah.
muscle.
Yeah, this here. We want to take care of this.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Wow. Okay. You said you use a style of teaching of playfulness and
Yes.
create. I can kind of see that. Look at her. She's already giggling. So you're not going around with a ruler on the
No.
children and going, you
No.
will do that. No. No.
Yeah, well, I'm a kid in heart, and everything I do, it has to be fun.
Good.
And so in my yoga classes, you'll never see anything the same. Like I have one student, she told me, I've been taking your yoga class for 10 years and you never do anything the same. There's always something new, something different.
Wow.
And I think because of my creative nature, I can't do anything the same. Like Ashtanga practice, you know, they gotta like the same all the time. I'm not that. I'm so creative that like even in the moment, and that's why I don't have lesson plan. Like I'll go in my class, I'll step on my mat, and then as soon as I step on my mat, I'm centered.
Right.
I'm guided.
Oh, I love that.
I'm guided by my divine
Right.
self. And then my divine self will create what's needed for the entire class. It doesn't matter where I am. And so I never worry what I'm going to do each time I step on my mat when I go to class.
Beautiful.
Because I just trust like whatever I'm going to do for the class is what's needed by everyone. And then people will come to me, it's like, how do you know that I needed all those stretching for my neck, for my back? You know, oh, I cried in your class because you said something. And I was like, I didn't even know what I said. It's just that my divine self guided me to say it. So I feel like I'm really there. I mean, it's yoga,
Right.
but I'm really there to heal people.
Yes.
I feel like I'm in this work
Yeah.
to heal.
Yeah. I agree. Very much so. Working with children, working with adults.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting that you say that people will cry. I was talking to my friend last week who does EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique.
Yeah.
So much of our emotional traumas get stuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this, folks. It gets stuck in the body. So if you're feeling it in your neck or the back or the hips or the knees, you might want to try a little bit of yoga to get a little, she might pull it out with a little emotional release, because so many emotions, would you say, get stuck in the body?
It's right on our heart chakra, our fourth chakra. And so when I teach my chakra class, I did an individual chakra in my Zoom classes. I started with the first chakra, the grounding. Second chakra, you know, the hip, is our hip area, is our second chakra. That's for all our shadow self, our stored emotion.
Yes, right here.
And a lot of us don't want to feel.
No, we don't.
In order to heal, you need to feel. I say that over and over in my classes, especially when I'm working on the hips. And then, of course, our third chakra is our power center. We want to empower ourselves. This is our area of change and transformation, our third chakra.
Okay.
And then our heart chakra is where we create all the healing here, right here. So the heart chakra is the bridge between our physical body and our spiritual body. So this is where we create. That's why we want to take care of our heart. So in my classes, I start with heart opener.
Yeah.
To open up the heart, because a lot of us are like here. I mean, it's so easy to be here.
And round shoulders.
Yes, So we start with the heart, and because when your heart is exposed, it's like, I'm free.
Bring it on.
You want to free yourself.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And then our fifth chakra is our area of expression, our throat, our truth, our truth center. And a lot of us don't say what we want. We are not in integrity, even with our own self. You know. So that's why I did it one by one, first chakra all the way to the 7. And then, of course, this is our intuition. This is where I'm strong at when I'm teaching, because I always connect to my intuition. And that's why I could call my yoga class intuitive yoga, because this is what I use. Yeah, like
Maybe
people,
you should coin
yeah,
that.
people
That's
have
cute.
asked me, what style of yoga do you teach? And I said, Marilyn style. But I should call it intuitive yoga, because this is really what I use when I teach my yoga classes. It's like, I'm always shocked, like what I do when I'm teaching, because like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. Okay, you know, like I just follow my guidance. And I know, also trust that everything will be okay. And that's why in my classes, I have people crying. I have people like, oh, I came with a headache, now it's gone. Or I came with a shoulder, and it's gone. You know, because I connect to their body,
Beautiful.
to their energy, because we are all energy.
Sure.
You know, and so in my class, that's why that centering is so important for me, because in that centering is when I can feel everyone's energy, and then my guidance, my intuition, will like create what I needed for that entire class.
Right.
Yeah.
I do know that this whole shutdown and not being with our classes is so hard on us teachers, because when you say that you use the intuitiveness here, I'm the same way. You feel with the individual student
Yes.
what is going on,
Yes.
and then you can help them.
Yes.
But you know, the Zoom thing has been okay, but you can't see what you'd like to see to use and bring out the best in people.
Yeah.
Would you say? It's been
Well,
difficult a little bit?
yes. But then I think I kind of practice enough of not just like that. This energy doesn't just travel in the room, it can travel
Sure.
out there.
Our community, our cities.
So when I'm doing my poses, even though it's in Zoom, I still connect to their energy, whoever's there.
Sure.
Like I could like feel. I know it kind of sounds strange, like
Not at all.
I could feel like
I've been getting that a lot with my artsy friends, because
Yes.
we're led. I loved your quote at the end. How can I serve? And that is what I ask every day in my personal breathing technique, where it quiets me down. And at the end, I ask, how can I be of service?
yes,
Because I'm not here to get. That's what I used to think. I'm here to figure out how I want to help my human family. And it sounds like you do too. So
Yeah.
amazing.
yeah.
I love
Like
it.
when I was, I think in my 20s, you know, I told myself I want to make a difference, but I don't have enough experience or skill. What can I do? And that's why I guess when I say that to the universe, it's like I wanna make a difference. The universe just like, you know, have me take this class, this and that, and then after that I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not even working. People will reach to me like, oh, I heard you doing this. So like, I never have to look for a job since I was in my 20s, because I put myself out there with, I feel like, what I need to do, or what I need to take, or what I need to learn. And then I just go ahead and learn it, and I'm excited to learn it. And then in my head, I'm like, when I'm learning it, like, okay, who can I reach with this?
Right.
So it's like, it's not like really for me. It's like, I feel like I'm just like a vessel to just, share this. This morning I was reading, I think, one of my quote in my mirror. I love putting quote. It's like, the goals and the desires you have in your heart, someone on the other side is waiting for it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh my! It's like, okay.
That's a nice one. I
Yes.
like that.
So
Always.
and I still have more that I wanted to do. Right. Like with this COVID thing, I feel like I'm guided to write.
Yeah, that's one of the last things here. I said it's write a book.
Yes.
And as my first guest, Carrie, said, this is a time for pause in our own lives. So to take inventory about, like, where were we? Where were we that we disconnected from our nature and our family and our environment and everything? And you're thinking of writing a book? She's thinking of writing a book, y'all.
Yeah, actually, I started.
You did.
Like, I'm like, okay, remember there's one quote I put on my bio. It said, "Just do it."
Just do it. I got that right there. Like, just do it.
Just do it. I'm like, I'm gonna just do it. I'm like, I'm so busy right now with too many things. Like, I've been offered to teach a paddleboard yoga. It's like, oh, okay, yes.
Paddleboard yoga.
Yes,
now that's the ultimate balance.
Yes, and I just started at the Parks and Recreation. They bought all this paddleboard and like.
Seriously?
Yes.
Where are you going to do that?
In the pool. In the pool.
In the pool.
Pole.
Paddleboard
yoga. At the Paul Nelson pool. It's gonna start Monday, and it's already all, I think, full. So they're gonna open another class.
Marilyn.
Yeah.
Now, what do you must sit just first. Sit on it.
Well, yes, we're gonna start with gentle yoga.
Because yoga alone
Yes,
on the mat
is
not always easy.
Yeah.
You got the downward dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So this Monday, she's teaching at the Santa Maria Recreation.
Paddleboard
yoga.
Yes.
Okay,
and
that's a new one for
and
me.
then when the county allows it, I'm gonna do an outdoor yoga because I'm like, I said I'm ready. I mean, I want to be. I need to connect with people in nature, you know.
Yes.
And so when the county is ready, they're gonna offer outdoor yoga, and I'm gonna do it. I think I visited the Los Flores Ranch.
Right.
We're gonna do one there, and then some parks and outside Santa Maria.
Good.
Because I know San Luis already doing it.
Is doing it. And I know you teach at Hancock College, which is a junior college here in town, as well as the YMCA.
And in Shave.
You are
Santa Maria.
So she's a busy person.
I used to teach in Pismo Athletic Club, but everything closed. And then of course I teach at the school district because I work for Children's Creative Project. I do dance. I visit all schools. I've done art, drama, theater. Like wherever they send me, I go because I know that everything that I said yes, I enjoy. I told myself when I was in my 20s, I will never do something I don't like.
Oh, and so many people
in my 20s,
are in jobs they don't like.
Yes, and in my 20s, I started as an accountant, in my 20s because I love numbers and I like math. But after sitting down and doing taxes, it's like, no, this is not for me.
Yeah.
That's why I went back to school. I want to move. I want to dance. So I signed up for all the dance classes.
Well, the way I see it is the accounting is numbers. You love numbers. What is dance? It is all in beats, numbers, and steps. And okay, so we're over the half hour. I'm enjoying myself thoroughly. This is such a delightful talk, and I've also heard of goat yoga. I don't know about that one, or
Yeah.
beer yoga. But I do want to know, is there a stretch? Because I'm thinking of older folks that you said you did a luau last night with some older folks.
Yes.
And they wanted you to come, mask and all, because they wanted you. I
Yes.
know they do. And so many folks are tied in their rooms, and they can't get to your yoga class. Is there anything that you could demonstrate for a chair yoga that
Yeah.
because maybe there's they gotta move.
Yeah.
They gotta move. So what
Well,
could we do here?
for the chair yoga, if you want to work your back, I mean, just a simple kind of warm up for the back.
Okay.
It's kind of like a cat and cow on your knees, but on the chair, you can do the same thing. You'll inhale, and then you exhale. You just kind of
And you come down, huh? Okay.
and then you round the back. You roll.
Oh, like a kitty cat. I see.
Like a cat.
Are you breathing?
Inhale. Exhale.
Exhale.
Again, inhale. Exhale. One more. And exhale. And then they can do a little bit of a twist to continue to work the back. So they can go deeper. They can bring their hands on top of the chair, one hand on top, one hand on the bottom. And then they can push that bottom levels to go deeper.
Still breathing.
Still breathing. And then they can switch on the other side. They can push to go deeper. And exhale.
Oh.
And then slowly we'll come back
Oh
to center.
my goodness. You know,
Yeah.
on the cat one, I didn't want to stop.
Yeah, it's really like the most common warm up for everybody.
I like
You can do it on the chair. You can do it on the ground. You can even do it on lying down on the ground. You just kind of like rolling like a snake.
I love it. That's for that back, that core. I do know when I do some yoga stuff that I have on a VHS, I get sciatica pain,
That's the
and I'll tell you, after I do those stretches, like you said, I seem to stand up straight.
Yeah, well, yoga really fully lengthens you up, and then it releases all whatever tightness that you have in your body. And that's why if I miss yoga one day, I feel like I can't breathe because it's already ingrained.
So
it's kind of like brushing your teeth. Like even a minute of breathing and just a few poses. Like one of the poses that I have my kids do in school. Like if you can't remember one pose, just do the forward fold, where like they're sitting down on the ground, and then they have their legs extended, and then they're just reaching towards what they can reach, because it opens up the whole back. So the like forward fold, or on the chair is the same thing. You can you can be sitting, and then you just fold down and touch your toes.
And touch your toes.
Yes, because then it opens up your whole back, and then it
stretch
the back, stretch the hips, and also bring blood flow to your neck, to your shoulders, to your face, to your head. And we don't want to really, I guess, upset the people in the medical field of that. Yoga is like a medicine.
It is. It is. I think stretching, the breathing, all of that.
Yes.
Folks, in WonHeart, we really firmly believe that health is within our own selves. You stop relying on the doctors and the pills and such. It's really taking the power back.
Yes.
And doing it for yourself.
Yeah. And
loving on yourself.
Yeah, like what part of my COVID thing here, because we can't really do much. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna create a website. Finally, the website I wanted. And then on my website it says, my website title is like heal through breath, movement, and relaxation.
Oh.
And then underneath that, it says, be your own self-care therapist.
There you go.
Because all the healing, okay, I want you to hear this. All the healing happened here
It does.
in us.
It does.
Yes. It doesn't matter what form of exercise you choose to do. It doesn't have to be yoga. There's a lot there. But all healing happens within you. We have that power.
It does.
So if you can't remember anything I say, just remember that. Because I think I've learned that probably 20 years ago when I was in so many physical challenges, you know, neck, tore my back, I tore my calves, wheelchair, neck, 3 car accident, and like now I can put myself back, you know, yoga helped me put myself back together, and I felt like my body right now is when I was in my 20s.
Yes.
And when I was in my 20s, I feel like I was in my 50s.
Right.
Yeah. And like even in school, like even kindergarteners or first and second graders, they cannot flex like me.
Right.
Like, wow, I mean, like I impress them with
Right,
what I
of
can
course.
do. Like,
Because you're so old.
yeah, it's like, how can you do that? And I said, it's practice. You know, you need to practice. You know, you need to stretch. You know, like they'll see me putting my leg up there and reaching.
Oh, yes. And that's
And
what
they
yoga
tried.
can do for sure.
Yeah. And of course, that's not really our goal
Right.
to put our leg behind. But it's really know that you have the power to do that if you practice, because everything takes practice. And it's all, again, here. It's all here. It's all in the mind.
And then the other part of it is just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just
Don't
do
sit
it.
around on the curb expecting your body to be
Yes.
super flexible. It doesn't
Yeah.
work that way.
Yeah. If like really the key to success is action.
It is.
You
It
can
is.
set a goal, as many goals as you like, but if you don't act, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. And me, I'm just, I don't know where I got it from, but I'm just like,
Motivated and
just, you know, I
move.
always take initiative in
I
anything.
I agree. And that's why I love talking to all my beloved sisters here on this channel, because there are some great ideas, and I hope this helped you today. If you did, please share it with your friends. I will put links in this video link for y'all on WonHeart TV of where you can find her, where her next classes are. If you're interested in paddleboard yoga, I'm sure somebody's going to drop out. She'll take you. I'm sure she'll take you.
Yeah. And yeah, that's limited to 5 people.
Oh, well, there you go. That's not too many, but
Yeah.
it's all good. And Marilyn, thank you so much for joining me today. I think yoga should be a part of our school curriculum.
Oh yeah, and
I really
that's
do.
why
You're working it in. You're working
that's
it in.
why I got my yoga educator certification. It's tied with the national PE and health standard. So I'm not like a outsider. Like, oh, can I put yoga there? No, I'm like, I feel good.
You've
You know,
got the
I feel good.
credentials
Like
to
I
do it.
have this credential. I want to bring yoga to school, and I think it came to me 10 years ago. When something comes to me, I need to do it.
Act on it,
I have
yes.
this whisper, like, do this, just do it. Okay.
She's also listening, folks. She's listening to that when that comes
Yes.
through. So start paying attention to your own body. Please share this video. You can catch many more videos on WonHeart TV. That's on YouTube as well as Facebook here where we're live today. I want to thank my guest one more time, Marilyn Mercado, for coming in today, giving her heart and soul of her passion to us. And I'm sure you'll see more of her as well. And, you know, start a change in your own life, we want you to start a change reaction. If that means breathing just today, just start breathing. Start breathing, not around this little bit of smoke we've got here in California. I want to send much love and to you all. And one more
Can I
last
add?
thought? Sure.
Yeah, the breathing. Breathing is conscious. So don't say, oh, I'm breathing, but breathing is conscious. That deep breathing is really what will help you. So it's not just breathing. Conscious breathing.
Conscious breathing, being in the moment right now. That's what we need, folks. Peace. Love you all. This is Jolynn, your host, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Namaste.